Welcome to this postgame media edition of Talking Hoosier Baseball. Today is Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. Indiana baseball totaled 16 hits on the way to a 12-4 win Tuesday night over Wright State. Despite the lopsided score, it was a close game until the bottom of the 8th inning. Will Moore set the table, reaching base 5 times, including going 4 for 4. Hogan Denny went 3 for 6, driving in a pair of runs. Koskie went 3 for 5, driving in 5 runs, including a first-inning 3-run homer. The media met with Moore, Denny, and head coach Jeff Mercer following the contest. Coach, obviously a lot went right with the offense today.
Yeah.
In the 8th, you actually called time to have a conversation with Koskie for a big hit. Can you kind of talk about what that was like, what that was about?
Yeah. So that guy, he's throwing a really slow changeup, and we had just gotten in between the guy before, and then it expanded late, and then Caleb had a really good night. We haven't done a great job with guys in scoring position. I think we do 2 things. One is we assume it's a ball until it's a strike, and so we take a lot of early pitches in the middle of the plate. And again, that's from a coaching standpoint, not being passive, being patient but not passive. Don't assume it's going to be a ball. And so we did. Some guys were better at that today. Jake had a really good one. A couple guys had a good one. And I thought the guy before was passive and then expanded the zone. And I saw Caleb expand the zone. And so I just wanted to say, hey, man, let's reset. Let's make sure we're on the same page about what we're doing here, what the plan is. And he goes out and he gets a fortuitous bounce down the line. But yeah, just was like, let's reassess, make sure we're on the same page about what the plan is here. And kind of not fall prey to the same thing that just happened. And so I need to do, Zach and I have been talking about it. It is a young offense. It's a capable offense. But we need to be like a gentle reminder more often. It's like, hey, this is what we're doing. Remember, this is the plan. This is the zone. This is what we're covering. Because sometimes we just get in the moment and we just go. And there are times where you kind of look up and I'm like, man, I really wish I would have reminded somebody because we didn't follow the plan there. So that was all it was. It was just, we had made Zach and I had talked about just being more involved in making sure that we're all on the same page, and so I wanted to make sure that Caleb was on the same page, and he had a great night tonight.
Coach, you had a home run in the first inning, and then you scored 9 runs on base hits. Is that a little more that you expected with your offensive identity and this roster construction just being a little different than?
Yes, yeah. We have enough bat speed to hit balls out of the ballpark. I think there was a little bit of. We played some good staffs, and we played in big parks early, and so we got a little bit, I think, scalded from like, hey, it's okay to like get the bat head out, and that's a coaching thing too, making sure, hey, good direction opens our barrel up to our pull side. When I open up early and I have effort, that's when I get beat by fastballs more. So making sure they understand what we're trying to get to is I can be really good to my opposite field gap on time on my front foot. And then as the ball crosses my face, then I elevate to my pull side. And so just what we did tonight was much more of what I envisioned us doing. I still thought we had opportunities to take ball 4 in several moments where we expand down. You got to go back to 2-2 and a 3-2 count. But it really helps a ton when Will Moore's on base 5 or 6 times and gets the offense going. Hogan was really good tonight. So that opens it up. They're a really dangerous offense, and you can see they're getting their swing off. Like, we're trying to score a run on this swing, and for us, like, that's okay too, but we also have to play to our identity. But yes, the idea is for us to be in that 7 to 8 runs a game range, run the bases, steal some bases, be able to go 2 bases at a time, and then those guys in the middle, it's okay for you to leave the ballpark. That's okay too. It's okay to 3-run homer when you get a hung break 'em ball. And so that's the art of coaching and teaching and growing continuously. And when you feel like maybe you've made them too passive and overcorrected the other way, then you have to come back in and make sure that you're helping. But yes, that was quintessentially what we would want to do is, hey, let's take the ball that's outside the other way, and you get a mistake inside, it's okay to pull the ball, and you can pull the ball in the air. You just can't pull outside pitches in the air, and you can't get on top of break-on balls, right? So you kind of balance those things out. But you did a good job tonight.
You talked about Will Moore at the top of the lineup. How important is he at the top, and do you see him put any maybe extra pressure on himself to get on, considering how important he is to the offense?
Yeah, I think I've talked to Will a lot about it too. Is there's he wants to, at times he wants to get on base and then be a hitter. So it's like, I want to walk or hit by pitch and then be a hitter. And that's not what makes him good. Is people don't throw him strikes because he's a hitter. So you hit, and if it's not the zone you're covering, you take. And so you could see that today. He was there to hit. He was going to be a hitter. He was going to scald one. And if it wasn't where he wanted it, then he takes. And then he ends up walking or hit by pitch because of it. So just making sure that we're on the identity-wise, like how we go about doing. That's what made him a really good player last year. Tonight, he looked like the player that we watched for the last half of last year. And so then that's the engine for the offense to really, really go. And we're also trying to find the right order for guys too. Is who needs to be where and find the right balance. We're kind of today we're kind of back to the similar lineup as we started the season before Will was out there for a couple of games. So yeah, he's critical. I think sometimes we can, in our good nature, trying to be a more on base guy. We're not a hitter first, and today he was a hitter first.
Coach. I'll just say I thought a big moment in the game was Caden Jacoby coming in and getting out of that. Yeah. Just talk a little bit about how important that was for
well, I gave him a couple players of the game. I gave him one of the players of the game because there are times that we're front runners. When we play well, and when we don't, we don't. And that sounds oversimplified, but that's a reality. And he's got great stuff. And for him to come in, he grabs a strike early at 90-91, and then it's 94, whatever, 95. He went for it. And that changed the whole swing of the game. We go out and score 3 runs the next inning. If he babies it, he's in between, he doesn't go for it, doesn't put his foot down, they open up, that guy's got a lot of juice, the Gilchrist kids, and then you get back to the top of the lineup. So that's why I told him, I was like, you can't be afraid to fail. You have to go for it. And I know that I know how it happens, where we lose some games early, where in silly ways, we give some games away, you get beat up, you lose your confidence a little bit. Oh no, here we go again. Is this gonna, am I gonna be the scapegoat, or is this gonna go on social media, whatever it is? And they're still kids, and so you have to just get over that. You have to go for it. You have to assume success. You have to anticipate success, and you have to go compete fearlessly. And I thought Jacoby was fearless, and he just went for it. And also, it was a really good call from Coach Myers. He's like, we have to go to Jacoby right now, and then to go fill it up and attack. It was a pivotal moment for him and for us.
Will, Coach and when he was talking to us, he mentioned kind of being a hitter first for you in order to get on base. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that from your perspective?
Yeah, I think at the start of the season I was maybe looking for the perfect pitch rather than going up there just ready to hit. And I think when he told me that, I was like, well, yeah, I got to go up there and be aggressive. So I think that helps tonight.
When you are being more aggressive, what does that look like for you?
I think just a mindset tweak. I think when I'm up there, obviously last year, the biggest thing was getting on base for me. And I think I take that too literal sometimes rather than just going up there and just wanting to hit.
Hogan, how important is he to making this offense go?
I mean, huge. He's being a leadoff guy. It's an important role. Kind of, not really would say make or break how the day's going to go, but you can really set the tone off on the right foot. And just like you did tonight, getting on base, and then I was able to feed off of his momentum that he set and get on base, and it's just like a ripple effect from there.
Hogan, you had 3 hits today, despite seeing 5 or 6 different pitchers. Is that tough to see in the midweek when you see so many different arms throughout the game?
Yeah, it's tough, but our coaching staff does a great job with the scouting reports for each pitcher. It doesn't matter if it's their number one or the last guy on their pitching staff. So that definitely helps with our preparation a lot.
Will, do you feel any pressure at the top of the order to get on base at a consistent rate?
Maybe a little bit, but I think it's good pressure. I want obviously to succeed, but as well as the team to succeed. So anything to make it happen mostly, and I feel like pressure. It's what we came here for. So I don't shy away from it.
Hogan, not only are you playing multiple defensive positions, you're often changing in the middle of games. Can you kind of talk about that mindset change when you're going from the right field to behind the plate?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's too much of a mindset change. I'm kind of willing to play whatever position they put me in, and if it changes halfway through the game, then I'm just ready to dive into that. It happened to change to catcher halfway through the game, and I was just looking to give it my all behind the plate.
The Hoosiers travel to Oregon for a conference series against the Ducks, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. See you at the BART.